If you ride a Yamaha motorcycle with a 155cc engine through heavy city traffic, it behaves exactly like you'd want a daily commuter to behave. It's smooth, highly refined, and sips fuel at an efficient rate. But drop that same engine into a track-ready frame like the Yamaha R15, push it towards its limit, and it reveals a different personality. It suddenly pulls hard at high speeds, delivering sustained, aggressive acceleration. Achieving both elite fuel economy and high-end power in a single, small displacement engine represents a classic engineering conflict. Under standard internal combustion logic, optimizing for one usually comes at the direct expense of the other. To understand how Yamaha navigated this mechanical trade-off, we first need to look at a fundamental limitation built into nearly every traditional motorcycle engine. This diagram shows the intake and exhaust valves of a standard four-stroke engine. Their job is simple. The intake valve opens to let in fresh air and fuel, and the exhaust valve opens to let out the burned gases. In slow city traffic, the engine needs a narrow intake. By keeping the valve opening small, air is forced into a high-velocity stream that mixes fuel efficiently. This results in complete combustion and strong torque at low engine speeds. But as the engine spins faster, it demands a much larger volume of air instantly. That same small valve opening, efficient at low speeds, now acts as a bottleneck. It chokes the airflow, preventing maximum potential power. Increasing the valve opening permanently would solve the high-speed breathing problem, but it would also destroy the air velocity needed for city riding, making the bike feel sluggish and unresponsive at low speeds. Because traditional engines rely on a single, fixed camshaft profile, engineers have always been forced to choose. They tune a bike to be either an efficient commuter or a high-speed machine, but rarely both. Let's watch this work in real time. Imagine you are riding a Yamaha 155cc bike, and you roll onto the throttle to merge onto a highway, pushing the engine speed up from idle toward the red line. Inside the engine, the system starts in the low RPM cam profile. This smaller lobe on the camshaft pushes the rocker arm, which controls the intake valve. This setup keeps valve movement conservative, prioritizing fuel economy and smooth power delivery at moderate speeds. As the throttle stays pinned and the RPM climbs, the engine reaches the limit of what this small cam lobe can provide. It is rapidly approaching the point where it would normally run out of air. At the exact moment where a standard engine would lose its momentum, the Yamaha system is designed to physically adjust its own internal mechanics. When the engine reaches exactly 7,400 RPM, we freeze time. This is the activation point. The Electronic Control Unit, or ECU, monitors the engine speed, and at this precise threshold sends an electrical signal to trigger a mechanical shift. The signal hits the VVA actuator, sliding a solid steel pin into the rocker arm assembly. This pin locks the standard rocker arm to a secondary lever, which is positioned to be driven by a much larger, steeper, high RPM cam profile. In a fraction of a second, the engine has transitioned from its commuter profile to its high-performance profile, changing its internal geometry while the bike is still accelerating. We unfreeze time, and the engine speed climbs past 7,400 RPM toward the red line. With the rocker arm now following the steeper cam profile, the intake valves are forced to open deeper and stay open longer. This allows a dense wave of air to flood the chamber, providing the engine with the volume it needs at high speeds. From the rider's perspective, this results in a second wind. Instead of power tapering off as the engine spins faster, the motorcycle pulls harder, maintaining its acceleration all the way to the top gear. By resolving the high-speed airflow bottleneck, the system provides a surge of power that makes the 155cc engine feel like it has a larger displacement. This is the core of variable valve actuation. It allows one engine to house two distinct mechanical personalities that automatically switch based on the rider's demand. However, this capability introduces specific engineering trade-offs. Adding a dual-profile camshaft, an ECU-controlled actuator, and locking pins increases the overall mechanical complexity of the engine block. This complexity can lead to higher manufacturing costs and more moving parts that require precision during maintenance, potentially making long-term repairs more involved than on a standard fixed-cam engine. But for most riders, the benefits in performance outweigh these factors. It is rare for a small displacement bike to offer both high fuel efficiency in the city and strong passing power on the highway in the same lightweight package. VVA technology provides a solution to a long-standing engineering constraint, proving that riders of small displacement motorcycles no longer have to choose between practical efficiency and high-speed performance.